What's up guys, we're back in the Iron Timbers wood shop today and we're gonna show you how to build some giant faux beam. We're gonna be using reclaimed white oak for these and they're gonna be a little over 18 feet long. And we're gonna show you that you don't necessarily need 18-foot boards. By our process, we're gonna splice the boards together and build out these beams. Property across the road is where we house some of our lumber. We got slabs over here. We got jobs going out. We're gonna grab some of this reclaimed lumber that we're building the beams out of. I just wanna make sure I got enough here. These are about 3.5. So I'm gonna glue 3 of these together to achieve that 8.5 to 8 3/4 side that we need. Man, it is humid out there today. So what I'm doing right now is I'm surfacing my boards. I gotta surface my bottom face so that I can come back and put that against my fence and my joiner and get my edges, making those edges perpendicular with the bottom of my board. So I want to way when I go to glue these up, I got nice parallel edges gluing together that gives me a nice even flat glue up for my sides. So that's what we're doing. We have our boards edged to 3 sides. We got our flat side and each of our edges for glue. And in a normal application, when you're milling up lumber, you would head to the planer next to plane this side. But we're not doing that right now specifically for a reason. If you get close, you can kind of see these saw marks on this board. So where these beams are going, it's a very rustic feel. It's a country store down in Versailles, Indiana. It's called Pat's Bulk Food. And they are wanting that really rustic feel. So these saw marks really give that. So I'm gonna break out the domino joiner and we're gonna get these ready for glue. So the key to verifying is when we start putting the boards together, tightening the clamps, the squeeze out. That's what you want. You want some nice squeeze out. The next step is going to be planing these boards, and then we got to glue them together long ways to get our 18-foot lengths. So I'm planing the bottom side of my boards. I'm gonna clean my bottoms completely up on all of my boards. And then I'm gonna come back through and flip them over, and that's when I'm gonna do the skip plane where I might only take off a 64th or a 32nd on the top side so that I can keep most of my saw marks. Get rid of some of the saw marks, but keep some of them too to give it that skip plane rustic look. We got one edge on our board, so now we're going to go to the miter saw for a step. And the main reason of this step, 2 reasons. One is because I got to extend these because these are 9-foot sections, 9'1". Well, my beams that I need are actually 18 foot 7 inches. How I have it here is technically not even long enough. For our miters here. We got our straight edge. We use the joiner that's right nice along our fence right here. So we're going to put the 45s on all these, and then we're going to get ready to glue our scarf joint together to extend our board. All right, we got our 45s here. We got our scarf joint. So now we're just going to mark a couple Once we get our edges lined up nicely, I'm just gonna put a little couple little marks. And those are for my dominoes. So I'm gonna put a couple dominoes in there. These are just cauls that I'm gonna glue onto each side of the scarf joint so I can get a clamp across that scarf joint and pull it together. And if you guys aren't using Starbond, I highly recommend it because it's perfect for stuff like this. Slide together. Gotta make sure our edges are nice and aligned. And then I want to look down my board even. Just get it somewhat straight. It looks really good. Okay, we got all of our dominoes in here, in our miters, our 45s. And you might be wondering why these are in here, because once the beam goes up over to wrap the post or the beam in the gable, these can't be here. And these, I just put these here just to stabilize these joints as these are getting moved around the shop, because these can be delicate joints on something this long. So that's just a little added protection. And we stagger these scarf joints when we glue this together so that they're not all in the same spot. They actually help strengthen each other with glue. So once the beam's all glued together, I'll knock these cauls off before actually installing the beam. Nice because you got a bow on the side. Yeah, it is. It should all pull together though. So guys, that's pretty much it. We got our beam on the clamps, and this is one that we already had out of the clamps. Really all that's left after that is some sanding, and you just want to blend your corners really nicely. A little bit of glue pushed in there with some hand sanding goes a long way to blend this so that it doesn't look like there's a seam there. It gives you that solid beam look once you're done. As you can see, we got touches of some saw marks down the length of this beam on top, and that's just giving us that real clean, rustic look. It's not overwhelming barnwood look, and we think that it just adds so much character to the space. So hope you enjoyed the video. Go build some beams.